If you don't know, so learn that properly, then only we are able to move forward. Okay. So that things are too important for every people, and the table also too important. So hereafter, number of diagrams are there for every people, number of graphs are there for every people. That all those graphs are basically connected with the table what we discussed. Okay. So we know that the table number. Okay, this is the table number for people, table number 3.3, 3.3. Okay, so we discuss number of relations are there between these digits. Number of relations are there between these digits. Okay, Femina, tell me what is SMC? SMC.
Sir, short run marginal cost.
Total
Marginal cost.
marginal cost. Then SIC,
Short run average cost.
AVC, AVC.
Average variable cost.
Okay. So listen, so all these things are too important for people. You know that the question to find out all these things. Okay, here you know that short run average cost SAC, total cost divided by Q, total cost divided by the quantity, AVC, average variable cost. Okay, that is a TVC, total variable cost divided by the quantity. Okay, and average fixed cost, AFC, average fixed cost is equal to total fixed cost. Okay, divided by quantity, divided by quantity. Okay, next one, we know that SMC, how to find out SMC. Change in the total cost divided by the change in the output. That is equal to delta TC divided by delta Q. Delta Q there. And TC, we know that it's a sum of TVC plus a TFC. TVC, total variable cost plus a total fixed cost. Total variable cost plus a total fixed cost. So don't forget these equations. Don't forget it. Okay. If you forget, so it's difficult to understand the coming topics for the people. Okay. Now we know that number of diagrams are there that are connected with SMC, SAC, AVC, AFC, TFC, TVC, and TC. We know that already we studied about total cost. What do you can say? This is the total product curve for labor when all other inputs are held constant. It shows the different output levels obtained from the different units of labor. So this also want to keep it in your mind. Okay, on the basis of labor, how the total product is increasing. Okay, so here in our concept, labor is the variable one. Labor is the variable factor, right? Yes or no? And capital is considering as the constant factor for the short run production. So the shape of the curve also want to keep that in your mind. Okay, that is in page number 41. Page number 41. Okay, observe that one more time. Okay, now I am going to read from here, page number 45. 45. Okay, we already analyzed this table. We know the relation between these digits there, how it is increasing and how it is decreasing. Okay, we read that. Remembering? One more time. Just like the case of the marginal product, marginal cost also is undefined at zero level of output. Okay, so zero level of output, we are unable to define marginal cost. Okay, so one variable is zero. So in production, we know that if any one input is zero, okay, the production is not possible. Production is not possible. Just keep that in your mind. If any input is zero, production is not possible. We need all the inputs to produce the output. All the inputs we need to produce the output. So if any input is zero, we can say that, okay, here you can see total variable cost. It is a zero. Okay, it is zero. So output is a zero. Okay, so we are unable to find out other details like AFC, AVC, SAC, and SMC. It is impossible to find out. Okay, next one. Fixed cost cannot be changed. Fixed cost cannot be changed. It is not changing. Fixed cost is not changing. So in short run production, one input is basically considering as the total fixed cost or fixed fixed input. That value or its value, it's not changing. It's not changing. For us in this table, it is 20. It is a 20. Okay, clear or not? In this table, it is a 20. Is that idea clear? Okay. You know the difference between a total fixed cost and total variable cost, yes or no? Any doubt in that? Okay, example, we can say that. Okay, can anyone tell me what is that? Aditya, then tell me what is the difference between total variable cost and total fixed cost? Total variable cost and total fixed cost. What are the difference?
The cost which is for all the
Please increase your volume. Microphone's volume, please increase, Aditya. Ah, speak now. Come on, speak.
so total fixed cost is a cost which is used in all the fixed input, and
Okay.
total variable cost is a cost which is used in all
Okay. The total cost for the
inputs.
fixed inputs. Okay. That's what a total fixed cost. Fixed cost. In the short run production, for easy understanding, we are using only two inputs here, two inputs. Okay. In which one inputs we will make changes in the quantity. Okay. That inputs quantity we are making changing. Changing the input. Okay. So if I want to make any changes in the input, we want to make changes in the cost to purchase that particular input. Cost to purchase that particular input. Okay. The same time, another input is constant. It is not changing. Okay. It is not changing. That is a fixed. One is variable, other is fixed. Okay. Just keep that in your mind. We are making changes in one input here. Okay. That's called to be variable input. Okay. Total variable cost, TVC. One input is not changing. That is a fixed input. Okay. So the cost of that one is a TFC, total fixed cost, total fixed cost. Okay. Keep that idea in your mind. Okay, see here. So when we change the level of output, whatever change occurs to the total cost is entirely due to the change in the total variable cost. Total variable cost. Okay, so variable cost is directly related with the output. Okay, and the total cost and the total cost. Okay, here TFC is fixed. Okay, it is a total fixed cost is fixed. There is no change in that. So all over this table, we are able to find it is 20. Okay, here variable cost. Okay, one factor is changing. It is considering as the variable cost. So TVC, total variable cost. It is changing here. So variable cost is increasing related with that. Input also will increase. Output also will increase. Okay, variable cost increasing related with that. Output also will increase. Clear? Total cost also will increase, output also will increase. So keep that in your mind. So in the short run, marginal cost is increase in TVC due to the increase in production. Clear? So underline this area. So in the short run, okay, so this is example for a short run production. Short run, marginal cost is the increase in TVC due to the increase in production. So TVC increasing due to the increase in the production. We want to increase the production, so definitely we want to increase the TVC. There is no relation with the TFC. It is autonomous. There is no relation with the TVC. Clear? Clear or not? Okay, so production of one extra unit of output. For any level of output, the sum of marginal cost up to the level gives as the total variable cost at that level. Okay, so easy to understand. So easy to understand. So read from here. So in the short run, marginal cost is increase in TVC due to increase in production of one extra unit of output. So one extra unit is increasing here. As a relation with that, what is increasing? TVC is increasing. Total variable cost is increasing. Okay, because if you want to increase the production, definitely we want to increase the variable cost. We want to increase. Okay, so the sum of marginal cost up to the level gives us the total variable cost at the level. One may wish to check this from the example represented through the table 3.3. That's what I told you to check all these things there. Apply these values in that equations. Okay, number of people did that. Those who did it, they are able to understand these things are easily, or else it will take some time to understand. Okay, that's the only thing I told you to just calculate and to find out how these things are changing and how these values are obtaining by the calculation. Okay, clear or not? The people those who did it, they easily they now know that how these figures came there. Okay, next one we are going to discussing about table number 3.3. We see that when the output is 0, smc is undefined. Okay, smc is undefined. With the 0 value we are unable to find out smc. For the first unit of output, smc is rupees 10. Okay, first output, so one output increase, one unit is increased, so it is 10 here. Okay, for the second unit, SMC is 8 and so on. For it, second one, it is 8. Okay, so you calculated and you got that. Next one, we are going to discussing about shapes of short run cost curves. Shapes of short run cost curves. Shapes. Okay, so shapes of the curves are too important for we people in economics. There are a number of different types of curves are there. Okay, so here it is cost curves, different cost curves are there. Now let us see what these short-run cost curves look like. You could plot the data from table 3.3. So this data we are going to plot on the graph paper. Okay, here you can see here this is the graph for you people. Now it is 3.3 graph of 3.3. Okay, okay, by placing output on the x-axis, output on a x-axis and cost on y-axis, cost on a y-axis. Okay, clear? So just understand. So cost, these are total fixed cost, TFC, total fixed cost. Okay, total variable cost, TFC, TVC, total variable cost and total cost total cost. Clear? Total cost is the vertical sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost. So we know that TC is always is equal to TVC plus TFC. Okay, variable cost first, variable cost plus fixed cost. Variable cost plus fixed cost. Okay, so this is the shape of curves. Okay, so we are going to explain this. Okay, just to keep this curve in your mind. Okay, just to keep the textbook open and observe the curves there. Okay, next, you don't want to turn the page that I'm going to explain that. You just keep the curve with you, the graph with you. Okay, so already we discussed that in order to increase the production of output of the firm needs to employ more of the variable inputs. Okay, so this is a simple understanding. Okay, want to keep that in your mind. What is that? If you want to improve the production or increase the output, we want to make changes in the variable input, right? So here we have discussed that in order to increase the production of output, the firm needed to employ more of the variable input, this result in an increase in the total variable cost. So if you are increasing the variable input, definitely the cost of variable input will increase, and hence an increase in the total cost. Okay, so if you want to increase the production, we want to increase the input, any one input you want to increase. Okay, so basically it is a variable input. So variable inputs cost we are increasing, so output will increase, production will increase, same time total cost of production also will increase. Okay, and hence an increase in the total cost. Therefore, as output increases, total variable cost and total cost also increasing. So total fixed cost, however, is independent. So only the changes is related with the total variable cost, TVC. Okay, cost of the input is increasing. Then what will increase? Total cost will increase. Output also will increase. Output also will increase. Hence, TVC, total variable cost also will increase. Definitely it will increase. TVC also will increase. Okay. Hence, an increase in the total cost. Therefore, as output increases, total variable cost and the total cost increases. Total fixed cost, however, is independent. There is no relation with the total fixed cost. Clear or not? Because it is not changing. It is not changing. Okay, it's independent on the amount of output produced and remain constant for all the levels of production. All the levels of production. Okay, the total fixed cost, it is remain constant. There is no change in that because we are not making any change in this input. So total fixed cost is not changing, and it doesn't have any relation with the total cost because it is not changing. Okay, Okay, here total fixed cost hour is independent of the amount of output produced and remain constant for all levels of production. Okay, next figure 3.3 illustrate the shape of the total fixed cost. Figure 3.3, you can see that. Okay, 3.3. Which figure it is? This is the figure 3.3, figure number 3.3. Okay, so that illustrate that shows the shape of the total fixed cost. TFC, total fixed cost. We place output on the x-axis and the cost on the y-axis. We can see here. Okay, output that's on the x and cost on the y-axis. Y-axis. Okay, next one. TFC is a constant. So TFC is a constant. There is no change in the TFC. So look here, TFC is constant. There is no change. So it's a parallel straight line to the x-axis. Parallel straight line, right? There is no change. There is no change. It is going like this. Here you can see that C1 line. Okay, it is moving parallel to the output line or x-axis. Okay. Next one, constant which takes a value C1. So value of TFC on that graph, it is a C1. Okay. And does not change with the change in the output. So it is not changing, or it will not change related with the output. There is no relation with the output. It is therefore a horizontal straight line cutting the cost axis at the point C1. Okay, C1, you can see here. Okay. So what is that? It's a straight line. Okay, horizontal axis towards you can see that x-axis, that's a horizontal one, and here it is cutting here, the y-axis it is cutting here, that is called to be the C1. The value is a C1 here, C1. So TFC line is C1 here. Okay, next one. At Q1, TVC is C2, quantity 1, TVC is equal to C2 and TC is equal to C3. We can see that on the graph, Okay. At quantity 1, quantity is increased here, quantity increased to 1 here. TVC is C2, C2. Okay, TC, that is a total cost is a C3. Total cost it is C3. Okay, clear? Clear or not? No response.
Sir.
Hello. Okay. Therefore, as Q increases, average fixed cost decreases. Okay. So another important factor for we people. Okay. Quantity increasing, average fixed cost will decrease. So come to this. Okay. So what is here? Quantity increasing, average fixed cost it is a going down, it is decreasing, is this correct or not? Is that correct or not? Is it decreasing or not? Here quantity is increasing, but AFC, average fixed cost, it is decreasing, average fixed cost decreasing. Okay, when output is very close to zero, AFC is arbitrarily large. It's too large. Okay. And as output moves towards infinity, so AFC moves towards zero. Okay, AFC moves towards zero. You can see here on the table, you can see that. Okay, here AFC, okay, AFC is a at its highest level when output is almost closer to zero, one output only here. So AFC is 20. So output is increasing. So you can see output is increasing, right? The same time, AFC is decreasing like anything. Okay, AFC is decreasing. Average fixed cost is decreasing like anything because there is no change in average fixed cost. Okay, it is constant always. Okay, so output is increasing, average fixed cost will decrease. Okay, AFC curve is in fact a rectangular hyperbola. You can see here 3.4. Okay, average fixed cost is a rectangular hyperbola here. See the curve here. See the graph. Observe the graph. Graph number 3.4. Figure number 3.4 for we people. It's a rectangular hyperbola. See that. Okay. So coming to figure number 3.4, shows the shape of average fixed cost curve from typical average fixed cost curve from a typical firm. We measure output along the horizontal axis. Here output, it is the horizontal axis and cost is in the vertical axis. At Q1 level of output, Q1 level of output, quantity 1, okay, level of output, we get the corresponding average fixed cost at F. Okay, so this is the average fixed cost, it is a F. Okay, F. Okay, so the TFC can be calculated as TFC is equal to AFC, average fixed cost, multiplied by quantity. Okay, multiply by quantity. OF, that's it. OF multiply with OQ1. Okay, OQ1. Here it is. OQ1. OQ1. Okay, OF multiply with the OQ1. OF is the AFC, average fixed cost, average fixed cost, OF. Multiply with the quantity, that is a OQ1. So OF multiply with or multiply by OQ1. So we will get the area of the rectangle OFCQ1. Clear? So that's what the value of average fixed, sorry, total fixed cost. Total fixed cost. Okay. Is that clear or not? Understood or not? Is the idea clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one, coming to the next table for we people, we can also calculate average fixed cost from TFC curve. Okay, average fixed cost we can calculate from a TFC curve also. Okay, so that is figure number 3.5 shows to us. 3.5. Okay, the horizontal straight line cutting the vertical axis. Okay, horizontal straight line cutting the vertical axis. It is F here. Okay, the horizontal TFC line that cutting the vertical axis, that is a F. Okay, F in is the TFC curve. So this is the TFC curve. This blue line, this blue color line is the TFC curve for we people here. Okay, total fixed cost. There is no change in that, right? Total fixed cost. Okay, so total fixed cost in the, sorry, at Q0 level of output, total fixed cost is equal to OF. So quantity Q0, it is OF. Okay, OF. Clear? Total fixed cost is the equal to OF. At Q0, the corresponding point of the TFC curve is A. Here it is, A. Okay, then we know that an angle formed here, an angle formed here. Okay, so angle OAQ0. Okay, angle AOQ0, that will be theta. Okay, the AFC at Q0 is AFC is equal to TFC. Okay, average fixed cost is equal to total fixed cost divided by quantity. That which means AQ0 divided by OQ0 is equal to tan theta. Okay, you can see here figure 3.5, the total fixed cost curve, the slope of the angle is angle A0Q0 gives us the average fixed cost at Q0 quantity. Clear? Okay, that's it. So now you people want to know, or you know how to calculate a total cost. Total cost is equal to total variable cost. For short run, we are discussing related with the short run production. Okay, so TC is equal to total variable cost in the short run plus total fixed cost. Okay, next one, The short run average cost, short run average cost. If you want to find out the short run average cost, the total cost, okay, that means TVC plus TFC, that's what TC. Okay, divided by the quantity, divided by the quantity. Okay, so you can write it like this also. SAC is equal to TVC plus TFC divided by Q. Same it is. SAC is equal to TC by Q. TC by Q. Clear? So TVC plus TFC, that we already know that it is total cost. It is a total cost. Next one, you know that how to calculate AVC, average variable cost. Average variable cost. Okay. So average variable cost also simple only. We know TVC. We know TVC, total variable cost. Okay. So divided by the quantity. Divided by quantity, average. Okay. So already it's a mathematical application. Number of years you studied this method, how to find out the average, how to find out the average. Clear? Okay, total divided by the number. Okay, which means AVC is equal to TVC by Q. So at the same time, AFC is equal to TFC by Q. Okay. Any doubt in these equations? Any doubt are there? Any doubts are there? You are able to find out this easily, right?
Sir, if
Only just ideas are there, right? Yeah, tell me, Aishwarya.
sir from the last box is AFC is also equal to tan theta.
Let me see. Okay. So AFC is equal to tan theta, right? This is the last table we discussed, right?
Yes.
Last figure. Okay. Next one, we want to find out the SMC curve. Okay. Now let us now look at the SMC, short run marginal cost. Short run marginal cost curve. Marginal cost is the addition cost that a firm incurs to produce on extra unit of output. So marginal, the word marginal, that is always connected with the extra. Okay, if you are adding something extra to the present values, what changes we are able to observe? That's what marginal. Okay, marginal. Okay, so marginal cost is the additional cost that a firm incurs to produce one extra unit of output. According to the law of variable proportions, initially, you know that the law of variable proportions, right? Okay. So initially, the marginal product of a factor increases as employment increasing. Okay, increases. So marginal product of a factor, marginal product of a factor increases as employment increasing. Okay, here only we are making changes in the employment. So if employment increasing, marginal product also will increase. Then after a certain point, it will decrease. Okay. So employment have some limitation. Okay, after a certain point it will start to decrease. It will start to decrease. You can see SMC curve here. So it's the values of a SMC. Okay, up to a level it will increase. Okay, and it will start decreasing. Okay, this means initially to produce every extra unit of output, the requirement of the factor become less and less. Okay, so comparing with this idea, we can say that initially to produce every extra unit of output, the requirement of the factor become less and less. Okay, clear or not? We don't want to add a extra or too much. We don't want to add a one or some extra is enough or some addition is enough, and then after a certain point it becomes greater and greater. Then after some point we can say that it will increase. As a result, with the factor price given, initially the SMC falls, and then after a certain point it will rises. So SMC can always have a U-shaped structure. Okay. At zero level of output, SMC is undefined. The TVC, I mean total variable cost, at a particular level of output is given by the area under short run marginal cost curve up to that level. Now, what does the AVC curve look like? Okay, we want to discuss about the AVC curve. Okay. For the first unit of output, it is easy to check the SMC and AVC are the same. Those who completed the calculation, they came to know that how it is become same. Got or not? You got or not? Huh? What method you use to find out that? So for the first unit of output, it is easy to check that SMC and AVC are the same because one factor is zero, right? Yes or no? One factor is 0, there is no production, there is no production. So both SMC and AVC curves start from the same point. Both will start from the same point only, because the one factor of input, it is a 0. Then as output increases, SMC falls. Okay, output increasing, short run marginal cost will fall. Average variable cost beginning the average of a marginal cost, so also falls, but falls less than the SMC. So we already discussed that figure here, right? You can see this one. Okay, average price and marginal price. Remembering that average price and marginal price. Okay, up to a level, marginal price is marginal product is more than average product. Okay, marginal product is more than the average product. Okay, but attaining a equilibrium, we are able to find that average product curve will higher than the marginal product curve. Marginal product curve. The same method is here also. The same system is here. Okay, the same application you can find here also. Okay. Okay, so both SMC and AVC curves start from the same point. Then as output increases, SMC falls. AVC being the average of marginal cost also falls, but falls less than the SMC. Then after a point, the SMC start rising. Okay, average variable cost, however, continues to fall as long as the value of SMC remains less than the prevailing value of average variable cost. Once the short-run marginal cost has risen sufficiently, its value becomes greater than the value of average variable cost. The average variable cost then start rising, and AVC curve is therefore U-shaped. Okay, so that's what the curve here. Okay, as long as AVC is falling, SMC must be less than the AVC. As AVC rises, SMC must be greater than the AVC. So the SMC curve cuts the AVC curve from below the minimum point of AVC. Okay, so we will discuss that in the next class. Don't worry. The people, those who calculated and find out the details, they came to know what happened here. Yes or no? Yes or no? Others, they have some doubt with you. Why it is so? That's what I told, that you to finish the homework first. Okay. So it is then only you are able to understand that. Now, at this time, speaking about AVC, SMC means it will get or will create a confusion for you people. Definitely, it will create it. I know that. Okay. Definitely, that created a confusion. That's what I told. Complete the task first. So easily you are able to understand the things there. Okay. Remembering that, I told you to complete the homework or not? What I told you people, want to apply all those values in that equation and to find out how it is changing, how it is increasing, and how one thing is decreasing and how other thing is increasing. What is the relation between these things? Okay, clear or not? Remembering that. So now understood. Problem is there, right? So one more time, okay, before next class, just to complete the task. Okay, then we can easily understand the things there. So I am asking about the people, those who complete the homework. Are you people are able to understand it easily? Are you able to understand things easily? Yes or no? I'm asking the people, those who completed the homework. Tell me, no, I reply. Yes, you are able to understand things smoothly. Okay, let it. So we will meet in the next class. I will discuss that again. Okay, no problem. Let it.